We put the boom back in the boom back. The Cleveland rap, the Johnny Cash, BB King rap. We'll bring that back.
Hey, welcome to ADV TV. I'm Al. This is Brian.
Hello.
In this episode, we filmed 5 covered bridges in Western Massachusetts. We started in Greenfield and ended in Ashfield, which was pretty much a ride up the Mohawk Trail. The first bridge that we filmed, which was the pumping station bridge in Greenfield. This is a relatively new bridge. It was reconstructed after being damaged in 2011 by Hurricane Irene. Along our journey, we also visited the Burkeville Bridge in Conway. This is the oldest surviving wooden bridge in America, and the interesting fact that is last summer when we went and filmed Scenic Byways, it was actually closed to vehicular traffic. This time around, it was actually reopened so cars could drive over the bridge. Also, another bridge we visited was the Bissell Bridge in Charlemont. Like all covered bridges, they are covered by a wooden deck that you drive over. This one also had a dam that was overlooking a waterfall.
We visited the Arthur A. Smith Bridge, which is Colerain's last remaining covered bridge. At one time there were up to about 12 covered bridges, and the other bridges had been damaged by flooding in 1936 and 1938. So the Arthur A. Smith Bridge is the last remaining bridge in Colerain that's covered. It is closed currently to automobile traffic, but it's open to bicycles and foot traffic. And finally, we end up in Ashfield, where we visit the Creamery Bridge. This bridge is privately owned and was built in 1985, and we had the pleasure of meeting its owner and builder. His name was Dwight, and he told us that he built the bridge at a building nearby and moved the bridge into place using logs and a neighbor's bowls to pull it into its position. So that was kind of old school and interesting. Currently the bridge is being used to access this property, and they hold tag sales and have birthday parties there. But it is open to view and check out if you want to stop by. None of these bridges have any tolls or anything, and they're very easy to get to. And we hope that you enjoy the bridges and that this program inspires you to maybe go out and visit a few. Thanks for watching.
The Green River Pumping Station covered bridge is a one-span Howe truss with a total length of 95 feet. The pumping station bridge crosses the Green River on Enos Williams Drive, north of Greenfield. The bridge is the second covered bridge at this location, replacing a bridge destroyed by arson in 1972. Abutments were damaged during Tropical Storm Irene in 2011 and had been sitting on those damaged abutments. The bridge was closed to vehicular traffic after the American Association of State Highway Transportation officials listed it as a bridge that was structurally deficient and in poor overall condition. Repairs have since been made to the covered bridge, and here it sits in its completed condition as we see it today. The Arthur A. Smith Covered Bridge is a historic covered bridge in Coleraine, Massachusetts. It is the only bird truss bridge in the state and is one of a few 19th century covered bridges in the state. The bridge was built in 1869 in the Shattuckville section of Coleraine and was severely damaged during a flood in 1878. It then sat abandoned until 1896 when the town voted to rehabilitate it and move it to its present location, spanning the North River on Lyonsville Road. The area was then known as the Arthur A. Smith Flats, after a predominant local resident who lived in the area. The bridge was strengthened in 1920 with the addition of laminated beam arches. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1983. In 1991, it was taken out of service and moved to adjacent land. Following restoration work in 2005 through 2007, it was placed back in service and was only modestly damaged by Hurricane Irene. The Bissell Bridge is a historic covered bridge on Heath Road over Millbrook in Charlemont, Massachusetts. The enhanced long-through truss bridge was built in 1951 to the design by the Timber Engineering Company and the Massachusetts Department of Transportation. The bridge is 92 feet long and rests on stone-faced reinforced concrete abutments. Millbrook passes 15 to 20 feet below the bridge at normal water levels. It was the first covered bridge to be built in Massachusetts in the 20th century, replacing an earlier covered bridge that dated to about 1881. The bridge is sited near an old mill dam and pond and is not far from the house of Henry W. Bissell, for whom it was named. The town appropriated $1,000 for its construction in 1880, and it is assumed to have been built not long afterward. By the mid-20th century, the bridge was deteriorating, and the Department of Transportation condemned it. The town vehemently opposed the construction of a modern steel and concrete structure as its replacement, and the matter drew a great deal of media attention. The design that resulted from the decision-making process was a near replica of the original bridge. It was built at a cost, shared by all levels of government, of $50,000 to $55,000. The only major deviations from the original design were made to accommodate modern roadway requirements. By the end of the 20th century, the new bridge was also deteriorating, and was closed for rehabilitation. The bridge was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2004. The Burkeville Covered Bridge is a historic covered bridge in Conway, Massachusetts. It is a rare example of a multiple king rod bridge with iron tensioning verticals, and one of a few 19th century covered bridges to survive in Massachusetts. The bridge was built in 1870 after the previous bridge on the site was damaged in a flood. The bridge carries Main Poland Road over the South River, just south of Massachusetts Route 116, west of Conway Center. Its roof partially collapsed under heavy snow in 1975, but was restored by town volunteers. It was closed for safety reasons in 1985 and reopened to vehicular traffic in November 2013 after renovations. The bridge was listed on the National Historic Register in 1988. The Creamery Covered Bridge is a one-span, queen-post truss with a total length of 40 feet. The bridge is the entrance to private property. The Creamery Bridge crosses Creamery Brook south of Ashfield. This bridge was built in 1985 by Dwight Scott.
I dine in the sunshine, but it's hard to find the time. Or maybe I try to justify all I do, and you can trust I follow through with what I holler at you. And for $1 or $2, new gear and free brew, we fathered something new from a different point of view. And the few that really care, we're all too well aware of the people that shows at the bottom of the stairs. Nightmares and dreams, it all just seems to be one more piece to life's great scheme. And still I fiend for things I don't even need, and that keeps me from these rhymes and beats that I can see, my eyes can see everything clear.